very unique one shot that we have planned for today. As it is, as you can tell, is only Monsieur Mike and myself. So we are going to be doing something that I have a little bit different than I had planned originally, but we're going to go with it because we adapt. But first off, I want to say, again, thank you for coming. But also to go check out our YouTube channel. We will be having the next episode uploaded, which was a one shot from last Sunday that was DM'd by Luana, uh, or the Witch Bard, up on YouTube probably sometime after this. So make sure to go check that out. Check out our Instagram, as that's where we're going to try to do most of our stream updates and notifications. And yeah, without further ado, I will let Mike introduce himself.
Hi, I'm Mike, or on TikTok, MS10956. And I will be playing the character of Cheshire. She, her pronouns. And should I say what she looks like now, or should I let you introduce it and we'll.
If you would like to, and introduce her right now.
Sure. She is a humanoid, a little smaller, I would say more petite. She has darker skin like drow, but not exactly. Has slightly pointed ears, so half drow, except she's wearing a full face of white clown makeup that has stars going along, that has the paint not running like a tear down one cheek and up the forehead. She's wearing a billowing suit or not billowing suit, billowing shirt that's kind of like a crop top. That's black and white. Same with the pants, black and white. Wearing one of those jester-esque hats that has little bells. She also has a mask along the side of her head. She has cards strapped everywhere around her belt, and a rapier on one side and a battle axe on the other. And she has an odd peculiarness, I guess you can say, to her, that she is ready to go anywhere at any point in time and just either perform or see what's there. That's
nice. Love that. Okay, so our adventure begins as Cheshire is being called to take on a job requested by the mayor of a small desert town known as Dragon Dust. So upon entering this small little village, or small town, I should say, you see a bunch of small houses, nothing too crazy. In the distance, you can kind of see one bigger building that is a little bit more architecturally structured.
okay.
So it's made a little bit more fine. And you have to notice a few faces of some of the villagers, and quite a few of them seem very upset. There's a very mellow, very almost somber feeling and atmosphere to this small village. Where would you like to go first?
First, seeing that there is a lot of gloomy people in town, is there like a center where a lot of people are that just basically look upset?
There is it's like it's like a town square type of thing. A lot of people seem to be kind of crossing it. It's like center of the town, and yeah, it seems like a spot where people kind of go about getting from one place to the next. Bunch of people are there talking, but again, it's not very loud chattering as a normal town has been, probably in your experience before.
And do most of these people who are crossing talking look just generally not in high spirits?
Yes. So quite a few of them are very, like I said, upset. Some of them have more like of a straight face. Some are in a bit of a higher spirit, as but it almost seems like if you really took a close look at them, that it kind of seems almost a little forced in a way.
Okay. So if that's the case, I'm going to go walk to the center of that square.
Okay. There is a little there's like a little soapbox that kind of rises up, and like a little podium that's there. So you kind of get the idea that this is where perhaps the mayor would talk about announcements and stuff like that.
I see. So Cheshire is going to like see everything around, and silently just jingling with her slight bells in her hair.
Mm-hmm.
She has like a twisty black and white hair going down her face. She's just going to walk to the center of town. I'm standing in front of the soapbox and where everything is, not exactly on it. And is going to take out one of her jack cards, one of her. Please don't tell me this is. No, it's not. Great. Jack cards, one of her queen cards, and just those two. And she is going to hold them up. Her queen card she's going to toss in the air, and as it's being thrown up, it's going to start to glow, and 4 globules of just different multicolored lights are just going to start spinning in the air, and she's going to take out she's going to take out 2 because she can cast multiple minor illusions at once. She is going to toss them on the ground as 2 other versions of her comes out, and she's just going to start to perform and dance, doing a couple of card spins and tricks, and just try to get all the people around there in a better spirits, having the lights change in color if possible, just going around.
Sure. I'd say roll for performance. See how you do.
Well, this will dictate. Wow. Okay, 17 plus 4, 21.
Perfect. So you get going, and your illusions start coming up. You start dancing around, putting on a really good show, and everyone at this point is watching you. A lot of people, their somber faces have uplifted, and they have genuine smiles on their face, as quite a few of them are clapping, and a few of them are laughing. But you've really just kind of helped uplift this morale, at least for a few moments, and they seem really intrigued by it and very, very pleased with it.
So at the end, I would like to do because I have a couple hand axes, I'm just going to start doing the juggling thing in the air, and have like the minor illusions just spin around with me, and end catching them in with a bow, and then turn up and be like, "Excuse me, everybody in the town, what might be causing your discomfort? If I may attempt to help."
As soon as you say that, everybody's joyful expressions turn back to what they were, as a lot of people, they just kind of, their eyes shy away, as it doesn't seem like anybody really wants to talk about it. A lot of people kind of move on, and walk away from the situation. However, one older woman walks up to you and says, "Oh, you must be new to the village, yes? Or to the town, yes?"
Right.
Well, you see, our town has been troubled, as quite a few of the townsfolk have been taken away from us. It keeps happening periodically. Were you perhaps sent by a guild nearby?
Unfortunately, I have been simply traveling, so I came here on a whim. However, if this is something that's troubling you,
You were actually.
I was sent on a guild. You see? Yes, I was.
Oh,
How many people have in this point gone missing?
um, oh, um, young Jason was taken not too long ago. Oh, there was also Samantha too. Lists off a few others. So it's roughly about 8 to 10 people that
Okay.
she's just listed off. So this it's been a frequent thing. Oh, so Mayor Bayhart must have asked for you, yes?
Yes, if DM, if that's who did come and send for me, and Cheshire, I'll be. Yes, this is correct.
Oh, well, if you're looking for him, she points over toward the beautifully crafted structure that you kind of saw in the distance.
Okay.
Slightly bigger. That would be his office over there. He should still be there.
And she will give a big hearty and just overly. The words are not coming to me, but just like a flamboyant, just bow and say, "Thank you very much. Stay safe. I will return these people back to you."
Please, please do. We miss them dearly. It's a very close-knit town here. Everybody knows everybody.
I see.
And as she says that, she just says to you, "Please be careful." And she just kind of wanders off.
And I'll just say to she'll just say to herself, "What a kindly old woman," and walk over to where she had described where the mayor is.
All right. He's gonna make some. Okay, so you make it over to the big town, and on the way you kind of pass like a little just a little shop, like a supply store type of thing, and you appear at these rather large doors. So you walk. Are you gonna make your way in then?
Yeah. First, she'll see if like it's locked. Just try. Just.
It's not locked, so it opens. So large door starts open. As you walk in, you see the kind of main foyer is relatively decorative. There's like a little water fountain made of stone. Appears to be marble. A few kind of decorative designs and textures along the ceiling and kind of along the baseboards and everything like that. At the back of the room, it's a big building, but it doesn't seem that big once you enter it. You see a large kind of wooden desk, and behind it is a very kind of petite blonde woman with glasses, and she's very nicely dressed. She's kind of she's looking through a big book, as she has like a little quill and ink pen in one hand, as she's kind of like writing notes into like a little journal, it seems like, as she's like peering into this big book. But upon hearing the door open, she looks up. Oh, hello there. Do you have an appointment?
I believe I do. He was sent here by the guild to investigate the issue you're having with missing people, I assume?
Yes. Mayor Bayhart is just in his office, as she points. She just kind of gestures gingerly to the grand the grand door right beside her. I will let him know you're here. And she kind of pushes herself up, and it's almost as if she's like gliding. She's a very like elegant walk. She makes her way very poised. She makes her way to the door, opens it, and a moment or two passes, and suddenly she comes out and she says, "He is ready to see you now." Um, so she gestures to the door as she takes her seat again. Um, so you're gonna enter the door then?
Yes, she will.
All right. So as you enter the room, you see an even larger wooden desk, but this time it's more ornate, as if a lot of time has been sent to it. It's been crafted very, very carefully, by a master. I was gonna say woodsman, but that what word I'm looking for, I guess. Sure. And so you see a rather large gentleman, and large as in a little bit on the beefier side, like more muscular, but you can still kind of tell it's like borderline, like dad bod type of thing. He has kind of gray, like salt and pepper hair that's kind of like almost gelled back a little bit, or like slicked back a little bit. This kind of scruffy little beard kind of going on, nothing too long, but he stands up and he says, "Ah, welcome. You must be the adventurer. Please come in. Have a seat."
She'll step in and gingerly, not knowing where she is in the situation, just sort of like sit down quietly.
So there's there's a very plush, like two plush cushion seats kind of sitting right in front of his desk.
So she'll sit down, and I'm not sure how big these plush seats are, but if she is able to, she will sit crisscross applesauce inside of us and just.
They're not that big. It's just slightly above average.
That's fine. And she'll just sit and cross one of her legs over the other and be like, "So I'm hearing you're having a slight issue with people going missing. Is this correct?"
Yes, it is. Unfortunately, some of our villagers, our townsfolk, have been taken. The last person to have seen them, actually, was my personal assistant, Nancy. You saw her on your way in. She described to me, when she was locking up, that a few small figures dragging a large I am missing words. Why is this happening?
Like nets of some sort.
The giant, like a giant bag, of sorts that it was too difficult to see in the dark. But she saw something dragging what appeared to be, almost as if like a body bag, and it was heading toward the mountains. I fear that the goblins who live there have, for some reason, started taking our people. We're not sure what just yet. They're very crafty little creatures, attacking during the night when most everybody's asleep. We don't have enough forces here to kind of keep our small town protected. That's why I needed your help.
If I may ask, you may have answered this question, and I apologize. How long ago did these raids start to take place?
It's been about a week now, I think. Nancy just saw them the other night. A day or so before you must have received my request.
I have. All right. So you said they were in the mountains. Is that correct? Or
yes.
Heading towards the mountains?
Headed to the mountains. Yes.
Okay. Is there a time frame you're looking for me to find them and bring them back, or is this?
I really would just like to bring peace back to our town, as soon as possible, if you could. However, if you need to take a day or so, I guess that would be all right. I mean, we have supplies and we have a comfy little cozy inn that's above our tavern. that you are more than welcome to stay at. Just please hurry.
Thank you. You said supplies are in town. Is there a place in which I could possibly find the supplies or a shop of some kind?
Yeah, you must have just passed our general store on the way here if you were coming in from the town square. Um, we don't have too much as we're kind of far away from a lot of the other towns and cities. But we make do with what we have.
I'm sure what you have will be fine. Thank you. And I'll make sure to get these people back safely.
Much appreciated.
And she will flip up and give a slight bow before heading out. And before she leaves, she's going to take out a card and just flip it towards the table. It's just one of her signature cards, and it's just going to walk out. So leaving, is Nancy still on the in the desk?
Yeah, she's still sitting down at her desk. She's, like I said, she's just kind of like, she's jotting notes. It almost seems like she's scheduling stuff.
She'll, as Cheshire is walking back, she'll just turn over to Nancy, and just as she's walking, keeping momentum, walking backwards, and she'll just bow and say, "Much obliged," and then walk out.
Oh, thank you. And before you leave, she kind of just blurts out, "Be safe."
Cheshire will give a slight grin and head out. And out of pure curiosity, walking like to the general store and looking at the people in the town, are there any oddly specific trench coats? People in trench coats?
Nothing that you notice.
Okay.
Nothing that you see. Yeah.
Correct. So she will then walking, kind of feeling a little bit out of place with everyone looking so gloomy. She will continue to walk, greeting people as she goes with either a little magic trick or just general happiness. Go over to the general store that's over so she can get some supplies for the journey.
Perfect. So upon entering this small, you're going into the general store, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So upon entering this little general store, there is a slightly older man. I mean, probably not as she's definitely in between Mayor Bayhart and the old woman that you saw before. Well, welcome. Come on in. I don't think I know your face. Must be a traveler.
In a sense, correct. I'm Cheshire. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Pleasure to meet you. The name's Cal. What can I do you for? As he just kind of props his elbow up onto the table.
I was hoping I'm going to investigate the issue that's been plaguing this town. And I was hoping you possibly had some either healing potions or supplies that I could possibly purchase.
Yes. Perfect. Well, I've got a few for you. As he kind of reaches down under his desk and pulls out a hand, two red bottles in one hand, and one kind of slightly bluish one in the other hand, as he kind of props them up on the table. As of right now, I've got a couple greater healing potions, and I've got an elixir of health. Now, you said you're helping us out, right? Getting our townsfolk back.
That is correct.
He just kind of scratches his chin for a moment. He looks back at you, and he just kind of slams his hand down on the table. They're on the house.
Thank you very much. That's very kind of you.
You're welcome. Not much else I got in terms of potions. Stock's been kind of dry. We kind of get deliveries every once in a while, and we don't get it too often because, as you can tell, travel time takes quite a bit to the next town over.
I see. And she's gonna fumble a little bit and reach for one of the packs that are just everywhere around her belt, and then take out one, and it looks like a golden card on it.
Okay.
And she'll walk over and say, "From one jester," and she'll hand him the card and be like, "These cards are for good fortune and good offering. So,
Oh, was that
with
so?
this, was always the one to be a little superstitious. So hopefully, this might bring you some good luck and some good fortune."
Mighty thanks. He will take the card.
And she'll take the potion and the elixir, give another bow, and then walk out, leaving another one of her signature cards.
All right, so you now have 2 greater healing potions,
Write that down.
and 1 elixir of health. Are you familiar with the elixir of health does? Just out of curiosity.
No, I do not.
Okay, so with the elixir of health, if you happen to get blinded or I think paralyzed, a few other conditions, then you can drink it and it'll remove it.
I see. So it's like a status.
Yeah, it's like a status remover.
Got it.
And so as you're talking to him and he takes your card, he says, "If you need anything, come on by."
Thank you. And I apologize. Can you say your name again for me?
Oh, it's Cal.
Cal.
Yes.
Thank you. It was very nice to meet you, Cal.
Likewise, stranger.
And she'll step out with a renewed sense of confidence in her retort, and will continue looking around this town. Does she get a sense that this may not be like the most extravagant of towns kind of deal?
Yeah, you're definitely getting like I guess out of like character wise, it's a very like Western almost style town, where it's like nothing is like too lavish or too extravagant. They make do with what they have, and they're content with it. The only thing being like the mayor's office is the only thing that's really more embellished than anything.
Perfect.
But you could really tell that the mayor's definitely a little. He probably came from the city before, or has more experience of being in the city than the rest of the townsfolk.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any people who may not have a home, or who are looking a little more poor in the pockets than some of the other people in this town?
Oh, definitely. There's one man he's looking a little ratty. He's kind of dusty looking. Hair's all in a mess. Slight tears in his clothing. He's kind of leaning up against one of the buildings. Just kind of there by his lonesome. Again, very very somber looking face. But yeah, he's sitting there kind of in the shade. Just minding his own business. Some people will walk right by. Most people just walk right by him.
So
but that's about it.
She'll walk up to him and take out a gold coin, and flip it over towards him.
Oh, he kind of fumbles, like completely being caught off guard because he's so used to being ignored. He fumbles it, but barely manages to catch it as he like clasps it on to his chest, and then he grabs it and holds it open as he says, "Oh, thank you. That was too kind of you. Why did you do it? Everyone just walks right by me."
Because it's easy to stay in the shadow and not be seen, but those who are in the shadow gotta help each other out.
He just looks at you with a very just genuine smile, very happy smile.
she'll take off her backpack and unzip and take out like a shawl, just like something warm, put it over. I say, I know it's a little hot right now, but this winter might get brutal, so take this with you in case. And what is your name, my good stranger?
Oh, it's Tarek.
Eric.
Yes. Thank you. I can use this for shade.
Yes.
It's just kind of, he takes the shawl, he just kind of like puts it, he puts it over his shoulders for a moment, but then takes it off just to see how it feels on his body, and then he just kind of takes it off and just kind of puts it onto his lap for now.
And she'll start to walk away and then like pause and then give like a sigh and then walk back and be like, Tarek, how would you like to make some coin?
I don't know what you mean.
Do you have something you're good at? Do you know how to fight, or do you know how to hold yourself?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
You know what? That's okay. Would you like to accompany me?
You're really asking this poor boy, this poor man.
Yep. She's just going to like one hand behind her back and one hand reaching out towards him.
Oh, no. Accompany you where?
You see, I am currently going to go help this town with the situation that it is currently in. And I'm going in alone. And that doesn't mean you have to accompany me in the dangerous parts. However, it may be a lot better than sitting in the shade.
You mean you're going up to the mountains?
He gets this really like panicky like worry in his face.
No. I couldn't possibly. It's very tempting. Thank you. I appreciate the offer, but I would only hold you back, and I would only slow you down. And like I said, I don't have any fighting experience or anything like that. I don't know how much help I could be.
Do you want to help people?
I mean, sure I do. That's only human nature, right?
That's true. And because all my cards are now missing for some reason, oh, they're there. She's gonna take out a card and then give it towards him. Be like, "This is my adventuring guild, or the one that I'm a part of. Consider joining. You may not know how to fight, but they might have use for you in other departments. Don't sit in the shadows. It can be a dark place."
He'll take the card.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll keep it in mind. Thank you.
If you're still here when I get back, I will have something for you. Okay?
Okay. Sure. Thank you.
She'll walk away. Just, again, with a renewed sense of vigor and continuing to walk. What's the light situation? What are we still in day? Are we in night?
Oh, it's like afternoon. So you have a lot of daylight.
I'm gonna, before heading towards there, I'm going to see if I can find a map.
Okay. Sure. Where would you like to start looking?
She'll just pat her lips and then look around and then promptly head back to the convenience store.
Okay.
And just open and say, I apologize, Cal.
Welcome back.
Do you possibly have a map that I can purchase?
A map, eh? Give me a moment. He kind of turns around and starts like shuffling through drawers and opening up stuff and little cabinets. Here we go. He pulls out this kind of long map. You're looking for a map of the town, or are you looking for a map of mountains?
A map Preferably towards the mountains, so I know how long my journey will be.
Okay, I figured that's what you meant. I just wanted to make sure. He lays it down for you, and he kind of like opens, like spreads it out as he opens it. And you can see there's a giant, as you're kind of both looking at it, he's like pointing out stuff.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is where the town is down here, just past this point.
Okay.
Now, when you come up the valley, there'll be a pathway, just a nice little walkway. You'll come into the valley. Now, there will be a route that goes up the mountains and just kind of around. Although, there's been some really strange voices that are up there that, legend has it, nothing, as soon as you follow it, no one comes back from it.
Mm-hmm.
Do your best to try and stay away from that, if you can.
Okay.
Other than that, it's a pretty straight shoot. You got little cavern openings and stuff like that all over the place. I mean, if the town's rumors are going around saying are true, you gotta be careful with those nasty critters that are up there. They're probably lurking in all those sorts of tunnels.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Not a problem.
And she'll promptly pay what is owed for the map and take it and help, if it wasn't already marked by him, just mark off, just making X's and lines from where the things are, where he described with the voices up the mountain, just trying to line out what the best route would be, etc., etc. Fold it up, put it in her bag, and promptly making her way towards the mountains.
All right. So he bids you farewell, and you make your way toward the mountains. So at this point, the sun is definitely hot. Like you can kind of feel like a light sweat kind of building up even just from walking, as it's beating down on you.
Mm-hmm.
As you're walking along the path, like this kind of dusty, but cleared path. The mountains start coming forth, and you see the valley that Cal was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You see a long path that kind of goes up the mountainside, as it kind of curves kind of inwards. You can't really see it, but you kind of can see it as it's making its way back around. Or there is a long, just like wide path that it's like a very deep valley.
She's considering it, going up the path that Cal was talking about with the voices, and then look over towards the other one, take a deep breath, and start heading towards the one where Cal said not to go. But she is going to walk there anyways, because yes.
Okay. All right. So you're going to walk the valley route.
Yes.
All right. So as you're walking, the mountain sides, it almost becomes like a very large funnel that you're walking through.
Mm-hmm.
The walls are just the mountain sides, so you don't really see very much. You hear the sounds of you hear like cawing sounds, like kind of as you make your way through. It's just yeah.
Sorry. She's keeping like a lot of her cards in between her fingers, getting ready just in case anything happens. Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Nope, all good. You're continuing your way through this valley, and you see another path kind of open up. So you saw when you were entering, on the one mountainside, that was the path that led upwards. Now that you're further in, on the opposite side of the mountain, mountain, you see another path that starts climbing up. However, this path is a little bit more distraught and a little bit more worn away, as if it hasn't been used because it's been damaged for quite some time. Now, I need you, as you start hearing a melody of somebody singing. It's a very beautiful song. I need you. Where is it? I have a note here somewhere. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Ooh, wisdom is the worst one. That's a natural 20 minus 2. So 18.
Well, alright. Okay. So you hear this song. And you somewhat recognize it as it is a woman's voice, but you've heard tales of it before. And as you suddenly remember Cal's words of not to listen, you immediately cover your ears. The song is coming from the pathway of where the stone stairs are kind of broken up.
Okay.
It leads upwards, and it's coming from up there.
Would I recognize what creature may...
If you want to make a nature check, you can.
Yeah, 8.
Sorry?
8.
You don't necessarily know what type of creature. You are aware that some creatures have this type of song or melody that they use to try and charm people. You're not quite able to remember what exactly. It's almost on the tip of your tongue, but you just can't put a finger on what it is. A moment passes as the song stops. What do you do?
She's going to think, knowing her physical prowess is great, her mental prowess is not up to par. She is going to walk back, but right in the map where exactly that voice was coming from.
Okay.
And to possibly come back to it. And she will then walk the other path. The cavern.
So
from
the mountain?
where I remember the cavernous path. Yeah.
Okay. So, as you're walking up the mountainside, you walk a few miles, it seems like, and then suddenly you see a small cavern opening to your right. Do you want to go into it, or are you going to continue?
Looking, are there any footsteps leading towards the cavernous, the entrance?
If you want to make an investigation check, yeah.
Are you investigation? All right, let's see. That's a 13.
Okay, so yeah, you definitely notice that there are a few footprints, but as well as it almost seems like something has been dragged into it. Like as if something was, dragging something behind them.
Right. She's gonna take out one of her cards and think for a moment and start talking to herself and be, I could continue forward, but it seems like this may lead to some more results. So, and then she'll take the card that she has in her hand and toss it towards the opening of the cavern and stick it in. So she has a marker of where to go if she needs to come back. And she'll walk in, taking out her, making sure I have the right one, taking out her queen card, tossing it into the air, and casting dancing lights again, and just having them come up and start walking inwards. I mean, I probably don't need to because I have dark vision, but just because it's cool.
Yeah. I'll let you know that. So you're walking into the cave?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll let you know too that it's actually not as dark as you would have thought it was going to be. There are actually small torches that are kind of lighting up a path, and it goes in as it continues going deeper into the cave.
So, all right. And she'll continue walking deeper, keeping her cards in her hands, like a shurikens, like a ninja, and just keeping a very steady eye around her.
Okay. Are you just gonna kind of march right in?
If they're continuing forward, if there is like an opening to like a place she's going to.
Yeah, there. It seems like the cavern opens more to like a bigger space inside.
Okay. Then yeah, she is going to like press up against the wall, hold her bells, and then just sort of like look and to see what's around, if there's anything around.
Okay. So I'll ask to make a stealth check followed by a perception check.
Cool. That was pretty good, the first roll. And the second roll was a natural one because I have disadvantage on stealth checks.
All right. So it was. So what was your first one for perception?
Perception is 17.
All right. So you had a natural 1 for stealth, and then 17 for perception.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So as soon as you walk into this cavern, you are trying to be as stealthy as you can, but even though you're trying to hold on to your jingle jangles on top of your head, they can't help but them make noise as you're walking. You kind of like trip over like a little rock that makes them jingle even more. But you're able to see a figure walking in the cave on top of a beast-like creature.
Like riding it, or like
yes, a smaller humanoid figure on top of a beast.
So she is going to rearrange her cards, putting in a new one, and is going to hold not a spell, but something different. Didn't notice me.
It did, and it is actually walking. It's actually running toward you now. So I want you to roll initiative.
Cool. I did take the tough feat. I did take your.
You did? All right.
12 is my roll.
12? All right. Okay. All right. So coming at you is a goblin riding a warg.
Okay.
So he's charging at you, and this warg. Just gotta find my page for it. It's going to run at you and try and bite you.
Oh, perfect.
So that is 17 to hit.
Hits.
It's all right. So it deals my dice. So 8 piercing damage.
Oh. And she'll just. That is not polite of you.
So, with that, you actually have to make a strength check for me, please.
Check or saving throw.
Saving throw. Sorry.
18.
18. Okay, that succeeds.
Ah,
To avoid being knocked prone.
that's fine. She is. Is it her turn now?
Actually, it is her turn.
Right. She is going to backflip back. And if you allow me to flavor this, if that's okay, because
Sure.
she's going to try to be badass. I'm not sure if it's going to work. Going to take out one of her cards, and mid-air, as she's falling down to catch herself, is going to toss one of the cards under the goblin.
Okay.
Is going to use one of her abilities called Harlequin Magic. And I can create a pit that's 10 feet tall and that is 20 foot in diameter on any surface. And it's just going to toss it under and see if they fall in.
All right. So they both have to make a dex save? Then?
It doesn't say, but I feel it's unfair if they don't. So if that's okay if they could.
Sure. What's your
Spell DC?
I guess we'll put it at that. It doesn't give you a specific thing, does it?
No, it does not.
Okay. So then we'll go off your spell save DC.
That's fine. So that is 16.
Okay. Alrighty. The warg, feeling the earth change underneath its feet, it jumps over off to the side, avoiding this pitfall, and the goblin is able to hold on to it as well, keeping his balance on top. As the goblin just starts yelling at you in goblin and cursing.
Well, that isn't very nice of you. I don't know what you're saying, but again, that isn't very nice. And she will. Is it okay? I can do this as a bonus action actually before her turn ends.
Okay.
Her eyes are. Actually, she's going to take out her Joker card and is going to pat herself, and almost like red and white kind of like outlines of her just start appearing, and she's gonna use her Mantle of Adjuster. Basically, any creature has disadvantage attacks against me. However, if they hit me, that ability is gone until the start of my next turn.
Okay.
So like just different versions of her just like floating around, and she is going to take out her rapier and her battle axe. Rapier up and the battle axe behind her back, and twirling it behind her back, and it's just gonna wait for the warg to come and end her turn.
All right. So with that, now it is the goblin's turn. He's going to take. So they're about like. Yeah, they're still in the fight, like still in a range of you. He's going to take out his scimitar and then try to slash at you.
Okay.
From on top of his. You said he has disadvantage?
Yes.
So 17 to hit.
Yep.
On 4, big dog. Well, at least you can roll the 1 for damage, so that is 3 damage.
That is A-okay. She'll take it in stride.
Like, as he just kind of right from above. All right, so now it is back up to the warg's turn, as he's going to try and bite you again.
Okay.
Ooh. feel like that's all literally I'm rolling is 17s. All right, so I guess that hits.
Yes.
6. So 11 piercing damage,
Okay.
and then
Mhm.
yeah. Oh, it had disadvantage on it.
No, he didn't.
Oh no, it didn't, right? Because okay.
No. Yeah.
So your next turn.
I am so glad I took the tough feat.
Yeah, I know. Seriously. So with that, make a strength saving throw for me, please.
22.
All right, so it succeeds.
You're not putting me off.
So as it tries to, it lunges at you, kind of biting your forearm as you just kind of like shake it off. So now it's your turn.
You want to play Trixie? I can play Trixie too. And she is going to take out her ace. Oh, no, actually. She is going to take out her king card, slap it on the ground, and cast darkness.
Okay.
Around. Yeah, and just have that go out. And then flip out of the way and is going to take an action surge.
All right.
And even though I know it's in the magical darkness, she is going to attempt to do 2 attacks onto the goblin.
Okay. So it's at disadvantage, right?
Yes.
You can't see. Okay.
Okay. So the first one was a 16 plus 9 for 25. And the second one was a natural 20 plus 9. So does a 25 hit?
Yeah.
So the goblin's going to take 7 points of damage with the rapier.
How does it happen?
Oh. So she's going to spin around and oh god. Can I do non-lethal damage? Nah, that's fine. That's okay. And I guess unknowing because it is in magical darkness, she's gonna spin around and thrust. And just like hoping she got like a foot. And then hearing probably like a squeal. Or not squeal, but like a just realize she didn't just get a foot.
I'm gonna say you landed it right between the eyes.
I don't know what I just hit. That is A-okay. And then she's going to spin around and try to attack the warg with the battle axe. Right. Probably still having the goblin because she didn't take it out the rapier. Just waving it around. Disadvantage. Oh, 10.
I do not think that hits, but I will.
Right. That's fine.
Yeah, it does not hit. So now it is the warg's turn, and it is going to try and bite you, but has disadvantage. Would have been a dirty 20, but that is 15 to hit.
Oh, just misses.
Just miss. So you hear as it just clamps down onto air, kind of like right beside you. With it being right beside me, could I have held like my rapier in one hand, and could I have possibly like chomped the goblin? Could have, yeah. So you hear flesh being bit into, but there's no pain from you. So you realize that it must not have been from you.
Oh. Well, the goblin's gone either way. So
now it's your turn again.
She is going to what's my thing here? Nope. She is going to Yeah, she is going to spin around and try to attack once with the rapier and then one with the battle axe.
All right.
Towards the warg. One. Ugh. Lowest one was a 13.
The 13 hits.
Okay, and the one with the rapier is 12.
12 just misses.
So the battle axe will do. Thanks. 5 points of damage. I got a 1 on the roll. And
Nice.
for a bonus action, she can't do squat. So she's actually going to use her movement to run out of the darkness.
Okay.
And is getting ready to hold a spell.
Okay.
If she sees a warp runs out.
All right. So the all right. So it's the warg's turn. He's gonna try and sniff you out, so he has advantage on that. I'm gonna say, give me a quick stealth check for me.
Okay. That is going to be a disadvantage. Okay. And I got the same roll. 22. 17, 2 17s.
All right. So the warg has no idea where you are, so it's just gonna kind of stay put. Yeah.
All right. All right. I'm going to set up here a little bit, and we'll take out another one of my cards and use another one of my Harlequin magics.
Mm-hmm.
Slap it on the ground, right in the middle of the darkness. Just throw it in. And I'm going to turn the surface into difficult terrain for a 20-foot square.
Okay. So that it gets half its movement speed.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
As an action and as a bonus action, she is going to run around and try to hear where the hog is closest, but is not going in the circle or in the darkness. It's just running around and just getting ready.
So as you cast it and you hear the ground below just kind of shifting, and then you hear kind of like almost like a slight whimper, as like the warg has like no idea what's going on. So you're gonna try here for it. So I'll make it, I guess, do stealth. Yeah, that is. So give me a perception check if you're gonna listen for him.
Okay. 9.
Beat it. So yeah, it rolled a 9. Well, it rolled an 8 plus 1. So
I see.
All right, so you get a very good sense of the general direction and kind of how far deep it is.
Okay. I think that ends my turn because I don't have anything else to do.
Okay. The warg, being super confused, is actually going to just it's going to try to sniff you out. So, yeah, it's not finding you. Actually, you know what? Give me another stealth check. I'll see if
Stealth
it.
check?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, the first one was a 21, and the second one was a 12.
Yeah, no, you're fine. He's constantly sniffing, just and nothing. He has no idea.
Which is fine, because I'm going to drop concentration on darkness, and then instead take out one of my aces, toss it, and have it glow, and then that warg is going to glow purple, and I'm going to cast Fairy Fire.
Okay.
And start with concentration there and be like, there you are. And then I'm going to run towards it. I'm going to try to jump on it.
All right. Give me an acrobatics check.
14.
Okay. So you're running at it, and nimbly you're able to maneuver yourself up and on top of the warg's back.
Great. And she is going to end her turn bracing herself for the warg to just buck out.
All right. So the warg is going to try and shake you off. So
Okay.
I need you to give me a strength. I'll let you decide whether you want to do strength or dex to see if it's like holding on or if you can kind of like maneuver yourself and keep on top of it.
I feel like she's going to try to use what she knows from the circus and try to like flip and dip
Sure.
enough. So can I use dex, please?
Yeah, of course.
Dex save or just dex check?
Just dex check.
Not bad, but bad for her. 15.
All right. So you managed to stay on top of the
So
warg.
sorry, Dylan.
No, all good. That's pretty dope. All right. So now it is your turn again.
So she is going to attempt. She's going to drop her weapons, and is going to attempt while on this thing to try to steer it enough so she can make it tumble over.
All right. Let's see. Let's see what I got.
And is it still in difficult terrain?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say make an athletics check.
Okay.
If you're trying to like steer it kind of like so it kind of falls over.
Yes.
Okay, then yeah.
22, 18 plus 4.
All right, you have no problem steering it and kind of forcing its head downward as it just kind of like starts falling on itself because of the difficult terrain, and just the body just collapses. So now it's prone.
And she is going to get on top of it, hand by where the neck is, and then hand by where the hide is, and is going to try to just go, shh, 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 shh. I'm not going to hurt you. Please stop.
I will say make a persuasion check. See if it calms down.
Okay.
At disadvantage because he is hostile.
That's fine, because that was a natural 20 at first. Dang it. But that's understandable. You know, that's not bad, though. That's a 15 plus 4, so 19.
All right. So, the warg just kind of like...
It's okay. It's okay.
So this very aggressive, like, growling kind of just turned into like a huffing of like kind of like frustration.
And she will take out... this might be too much. We'll take out her rations and take out one of the rolls, and is just going to like give it to the warg. Like, there we go. Are we calm?
Yeah. So it sniffs the rations and just aggressively bites it, almost taking your hand off.
Oh, all right.
And it just starts devouring the rations.
Hungry fellow. Okay. Okay, all right. And she'll walk over to it and say, do you know where the other one? And she's guessing there are small goblin part and bits everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
No,
go ahead. Keep going.
But you happen to know where the other kind of those are?
The warg just stares at you as there's just kind of like it starts turning its head as it has no idea what you're saying to it, and it just starts to to walk out the cave, essentially.
I'll just let it go. And yeah, let's just like wave it off. Nice.
All right. So with that, you're in a larger part of the cave now. To your left, you see an opening as the path continues. The path continues right a little bit as well, but it's a dead end in front of you. So it comes to a fork and splits left and right.
Got it. How lit is this room?
It's like dimly lit. It gives off enough light to like see the floor.
Okay.
Not a whole lot, as they're just kind of smaller torches.
So she's going to pick up her rapier and then pick up her battle axe, and put them away, stow them, and does she feel like she's being watched?
Make a perception check.
Nope, natural 1.
Yes, okay. So you really don't see anything. You're a little oblivious right now after just kind of like dealing with the org. You don't really get a sense that anybody's watching you. However, I will say that you are hearing small footsteps coming from the left side.
So she's just going to keep her her ace. Actually, no, she can't. Nope. She's gonna get some of her cards prepared, and is gonna start walking along. You said it goes left and it goes right, right?
Yes.
Or, let's see here. Pick a card and a card. We go left.
Okay. So you go left, and you kind of hear the small footsteps you were hearing before. And I'm just gonna make a quick check here. And you catch a glimpse of a small goblin walking around. He kind of has his little scimitar kind of hunched over on his back as he's kind of like just pacing around. Nothing in particular, but he does not notice you at all.
She's kind of deciding what to do at this point. Does this one look alone? Like, is there any other ones around?
Yeah, he's alone. This cave, as you're kind of taking a little look around, it's pretty large space. Doesn't really seem to be going anywhere. Like it pretty much seems like dead ends around. So it seems like he's just kind of guarding that section there, making sure nothing happens or anything like that.
Does it look like there's another path in this room, or in that room that's guarding?
No. I mean, there's a small little wall that kind of comes out, but you can kind of see, if you were to look, you could see like another kind of blocked off space, just like a dead end. So he's just walking around. What are you going to do next?
I have 2 more uses of this Harlequin magic. And I'm thinking I may use one.
Okay.
So, she is going to take out her Joker. Is going to stare at it and really just debate if this is a good idea or not. And then spin the card in her hand and then be like, it's fine, and then just like throw it on the entrance where this goblin is, because I can still continue, right? I don't have to go into this room.
You don't necessarily have to. No, it's just an opening. It's not like there's like it's like a door, like a doorway or anything like that. It's just like a big clearing.
Okay. So, just so I have a feeling because of my jingle jangly. It's going to hear me eventually. So she's going to.
Do you want to roll a stealth?
Based on what I'm about to do, it's not going to be needed.
No. Okay.
And she's going to throw the card down where the opening is, and it's going to use one of the Harlequin magics as this Joker card turns into a 15 feet long, 10 feet high wall, and just blocks off the cavern entrance.
Okay.
And just like, as it's blocked off, it's just going to be like, yep, that's fine. And then just continue walking just along the path.
So you're blocking it off from like that entrance you came through, or like this entrance to the left side. So like the goblin who's in that room is like blocked off.
Yes.
So like you're on the opposite side of him. You're not trapped in the room with him.
Yes.
Okay. So then are you going to make your way back then? So you're going to go down the right path?
Yep.
Okay. Just want to make sure that's what's going on.
If anything, I'll take the card back and just take the wall down. But it doesn't say for 1 hour. There's just a wall.
There's just a wall there. All right. All right. So you're making your way to the right, and it kind of comes to another dead end. But as you look left, the path continues that way, so it curves. So you're making your way along, and you happen to notice a set of stairs, like that kind of go downwards. So it's like this little opening arc that goes down a set of stairs, or you could continue exploring around on this floor because it's opened up again to a very large pocket.
Just to better light the way, I'm just going to take out the queen and cast dancing lights again, so I have a better view around,
Sure.
and look at this bigger expanse. Because I feel like I would have already felt arrows embedded into me if there were any people around here. Do I hear any muffled voices, like people have been either gagged or
Right now, no, you don't.
Okay.
What's your passive again?
Perception 12.
Okay. You don't really notice anything else in particular, so you don't hear any muffles or anything like that. But all you do see is that there are a few kind of large boulders that are straight ahead that are just kind of, they're part of the cave. There's an opening kind of to the left of them, like another path that kind of leads in that way. Or if you were to go to the right, there's a large clearing down that way too.
I'm going to head off to the right path that you just mentioned right now.
Okay.
But keeping note, just in case. And I'm also keeping the dancing lights, a few of them in front of me, a few of them in back of me, and walking straight.
All right. Again, are you trying to do this stealthily, or are you just making normal pace?
She's considering it, and then realizes those bells are going to be a problem no matter what. So she's just walking.
She's just walking.
She's just walking.
So as you're continue making your way, you see another goblin who is making his pacing back and forth. However, this time he's noticed you, and he just kind of yells out, "Intruder!" And you feel something piercing dig into your back as you were just struck by an arrow.
Now that is not very nice.
And as you look behind you, you happen to notice another goblin with his longbow as he just shot you. And with that, roll initiative.
Oh, here we go. Okay. 15.
15. Okay.
Now I'm realizing I should have saved up so many more things, but you know what? We ride it out. We adapt.
Here.
Probably. We'll see.
Okay, so the first goblin that struck you with the arrow is going to fire another one at you.
Okay.
Oh, that's cocked. Hold on. So that is a dirty 20.
That hits.
Okay. What's with these low rolls, bro? 3. 3 piercing damage. So you feel another arrow find itself buried in your back. And as you feel that, the other goblin is rushing up to you with his scimitar in hand as he runs and goes to strike, and I'm assuming a 10 does not hit.
No, it does not.
So very clumsily, he goes to swing and just hits dirt. So now it's your turn.
So you just see her start.
Goblin looks at you. What's so funny?
You. And she's going to tap and cast the mental adjuster again and have like all of the other jesters around her. And will take out the rapier and the battle axe doing the same pose as she did before. Is going to, seeing the one goblin that just tried to slash her, is going to turn around and with the blunt end is going to hit the goblin in the back of the head and try to knock it down.
Okay.
Let's see if this hits. 17.
17 hits.
10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. But it was with the blunt end, right?
Yes.
So non-lethal?
Non-lethal.
All right. You whack him back of the head as he just kind of almost anime style, like his eyes just kind of roll to the back of his head and collapses onto the ground.
She's going,
like a light.
Got it. And she's going to hold her attack and then point the tip down towards the neck of the one that's unconscious and then spin the battle axe around and be like, whoever else is in this room, tell me where the leader is, so that way I may do my business and not have to harm anybody more.
The one who shot the arrow, never! Just shouts out.
Then perish. And he is going to go and put the tip into the one that's unconscious through the back of the neck.
You gonna stab him?
Yep, right through the neck.
So effectively you're just killing this goblin.
Yep.
All right. So he's now dead.
And I'm considering that my second attack, so I'm just out of attacks now and getting ready for the next barrage.
All right. So now it's the other goblin's turn.
Yes.
All right. So he's gonna fire another arrow at you and
at disadvantage.
At disadvantage, right? That's right. Ooh, is not gonna hit. That is 10.
Gonna spin gracefully as the arrow flies over.
All right, now it is your turn again.
Do I see where the goblin is?
Yes.
Cool.
He is roughly about. He's a bit of a distance, but.
I'm going to take the. If I could flavor this, take the dancing lights.
Sure.
And put it over the head of the one, like a kind of like a bigger halo above. Be like, caught you, and she is going to stow the battle axe and flip up 2 of the hand axes, and is just going to toss one and toss the other.
So you're gonna throw them at him.
Yep.
All right. So make your ranged attack. So you have an extra attack, right? So this is both of them. This is using your attack and extra attack, right?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
The first one was a 13.
To hit?
Yes.
It misses.
And the second one...
The goblin just kind of quickly grabs his shield and just kind of like, ding, as it like just bounces off of it.
Second one was the same roll, 13.
So he's just going to kind of block the other one as well and just kind of like ting it off of it. And the goblin's just kind of, you missed!
She's going to just be like, you can work for the circus. And is going to get ready for whatever the goblin does.
Alright. So he's going to try to fire another arrow at you, but at disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that roll. I really, really like that first roll. 6 does not hit, so
No.
the arrow goes and again just kind of flies right by.
Now what can I do? So she's going to. How far up is this one goblin?
So it's about like. Now normally, I guess like with the like ranged weapons and stuff like that, like the minimum, if it's below minimum, they have disadvantage. But I mean like. As long as it's still like a distance away, I don't really count it as disadvantage. So he's about like 40 feet from you.
That's fine. Strangely enough, I have 40 feet of speed. So she is going to run over below it.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, I am going to let you fire. Actually, no, she's not going to go all the way. She's going to back up and just like right enough so that it's in view, stow her weapons, and you'll be like, I am going to let you fire at me one more time. However, if you miss, I will be up there.
Goblin feels like he kind of looks like, okay.
Gonna hold the hand out. Still a disadvantage, but you know.
Yeah. So it's his turn now?
Mm-hmm.
All right. You gotta be kidding me. 14.
It does not hit. And
so he's kind of shaking at like this odd threat as he kind of feels something's up, but he's not too sure what. So he draws it back, and because of his shaking, he doesn't get a clear angle and misses.
And then she is going to flip again, and is going to jump up on to the platform. Is going to attempt to jump onto the platform that the goblin's on.
All right.
Acrobatics.
Sure.
That is a 15.
15 hits?
Well,
oh wait,
I'm
no,
not
sorry. 15, yeah. No, 15, yeah, you easily make it out.
And after she flips again, she is going to I'm not sure if you allow this because I already flipped up all of this. I'm going to attempt to knock the bow out of the way.
Sure. I'll get you to make a different acrobatics for that, though.
Okay. I have a thing here because I'm using D&D Beyond is unarmed strike.
Mm-hmm.
Should I use that to try bat it away, or do you want me to use acrobatics for that?
Just acrobatics.
Okay. That is a dirty 20.
All right, so you effectively knocked his bow out of his hands, and he's just kind of standing there, like kind of trembling as he's reaching for his scimitar now.
Your turn.
All right, so it's his turn now.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Ooh.
Disadvantage.
Damn! I was so happy because that was a nat 20.
Ah.
All right, that's fine. 17.
Does hit.
All right. So he just quickly get away, and he slices upwards, hitting you, and that does 7 damage.
And like feeling the blood, she's just gonna lick it up, and then 7 damage. You said?
7 damage.
Okay. Lick it up, and then look back at it, and is going to attempt to bap the scimitar away.
All right, so make another.
Acrobatics.
Just do sleight of hand, actually.
Sleight of hand? Sure.
Yeah. I couldn't think of the word the first time, so I just told you to use acrobatics, but sleight of hand works.
That's
I mean, they're both dex anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
12 plus 9, which is a 21.
Yep. So effectively, you knock the scimitar out of his hands too, as he's like just kind of sitting there cowering. He's like,
And is going to hold him up to the wall.
Okay.
Tell me where the people you have stolen are, and I won't kill you. Please.
Make an intimidation.
Okay. 12.
12. Okay. Let's see. Insight is wisdom, right? Yeah. So, what was your roll again? Sorry.
12.
That was 10. So yeah, you intimidate this man this goblin into telling you. So I'm just gonna look really quickly. Just gonna look over my maps real quick. You go down, not these set of stairs, but not this one, but the next one. They're in there.
Thank you. Now. And she'll put it down, knock the scimitar and the bow off of the platform, and then sit down and be like, why are you here?
What do you mean? This is our home.
Are you happy here patrolling and just...
I have to do what the boss man says.
You don't have to do what anybody says.
But he disobedience. He'll kill you. He kills deserters.
I could kill you right here, right now, and it won't make a difference. A dead goblin is a dead goblin. Do you want more out of life than just patrolling?
I mean, I want money.
Good.
And other shiny things.
So you like shiny things?
Yes, I do.
And you want money, which is perfect. And she'll take out one of her cards, and then take out one of the guild cards. Do you know how to...
Out here recruiting people for the guild. I can't.
Yep. And she'll say, if you want work, Do you know how to read common?
Kind of, yeah.
So, and she'll point out where the town is that the guild is in. Be like, go here. They'll take you in. It might not be fighting that you'll do. However, you will work for coin, and you will get the shiny things you like.
Okay. You'll just kind of take the card, really look at it, and like kind of study it.
I try to take the shiniest one that may have like like when you hold it up to the light, it like changes.
Just very distracted.
Now, in case the boss man does appear by me, you won't have to worry about him. Do you understand me?
Okay. Just one thing though. It's not just the boss you have to look out for. There's something else here that none of us really know about. That boss has been keeping a secret, and we're not too sure what his reasoning is for it. But just if you're gonna go near him, just make sure you don't get too close.
Thank you. And she'll ruffle up whatever hair that he may have, and is going to flip off of the platform and hopefully take the goblin with him, and land, give the scimitar and the bow back, be like, protect yourself. There is a warg, hopefully still, in the entrance of the cavern. Go as far away from here as you can.
Okay. And
also, try not to go into the town. They may kill you.
Yeah, I kind of figured that. I know with taking their people and all, but okay.
And before they leave, she'll say, if you end up going to the guild, I will see you there. Stay safe on your journey. And she's going to give him 1 gold coin. And just
he's absolutely enamored with this single gold piece that he's like, and he just kind of like bites down on it. And he's like he's walking away as he's just like holding it in front of his face, just like smitten over this thing.
And as she's walking towards where the goblin said where the people are being held, she's going to say, I hope that goblin lasts. I hope he doesn't die. Okay.
Okay, so you're going to continue making your way where the goblin pointed out, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you continue your way down into the cave, and there's a turning spot. So to your left, to your right, it's just cavern wall. Okay. But it kind of comes around, and to the left there's another kind of pathway that the path continues along.
Okay.
However, there you do happen to see another pair of goblins just talking to each other.
I do not like this. And before anything, she's going to use is just basically going to like stretch out and then center herself and cast a new second wind.
Okay.
To get some health back.
Sure.
Where's my second wind here? Ooh, that's nice. Let's see. 14 points back to me. And just we'll take out a jack card.
All right.
And with these goblins here, she's going to like think of what she wants casted. She's capable of actually casting 2 at once, so she is going to one of the traits of the subclass, and is going to toss both of the cards, like split the room, and a minor illusion is going to come out of just what she's picturing is like not a dragon, but like a large creature, or at least the creature, enough creature that minor illusion will take up, completely just made out of gold. 2 of them, just gold, gilded, all out.
All right.
So hopefully they distracted.
So you just want to distract them.
Yes.
Okay. So you basically conjure up these 2. You said 2, right?
Yes.
These 2 kind of golden dragons, and make them go along their way. As both goblins see them immediately and they're terrified because it's a dragon, but because they're kind of sparkly and gold colored, that they're like super intrigued by it. So they're super confused as to how to feel. What was your spell save DC again?
16.
16?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, one of them starts kind of walking up toward it, and is just completely like smitten over it. The other, however, he gets closer as well, but he looks at it closely, and he goes to reach for it, and
could I at that moment like do the anime like run up, put my mouth over the goblin, and just slice it with the battle axe?
I'll say, I mean, you wouldn't necessarily be behind it because they were facing toward you.
Okay.
Unless you wanted to, you know what? If you want to try it, roll for stealth.
Okay. Come on, Cheshire, please. Okay. 14.
Okay. I'll make another. He notices you.
Damn it.
So he turns around. What is this?
And that's Linfield.
He if you're trying to like cut at him, he kind of grabs his scimitar and just kind of blocks it. Hey, snap out of it! They're not real! And he smacks his friend as he's just completely comes back down to earth.
Here we go again.
Yep. So let's roll.
Just taking out everything, just flipping. Let's see. Ooh! 24.
Okay. All right. So, you go first.
I'm gonna hold my attack.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say before anything, still in the same position, if you guys put your weapons down right now and show me where the captors are, I won't kill you. There's a dead goblin in the other room. Do not end up like goo. I'm going to hold my attack. If they don't stop and they try to strike towards me, I'm going to take my 2 attacks.
All right. They'll both look at each other for a brief second and look back at you. Never! And the one's going to try and attack you.
Okay.
That is 19 to hit.
Yeah, that is.
So that is 6 slashing damage.
That's fine.
As he cuts you. And you take your action then?
Yeah, I'm going to take my 2 attacks. I'm going to go for one and then the other. So one with the rapier to the neck and the other to the battle axe to the chest.
All right.
The rapier is a 27.
That hits.
The battle axe is a 17.
That hits. So roll damage for both.
The first one is 12.
Okay.
The second one is 11.
All right. So how are you taking them both out?
Just one to the neck, the other to the chest.
All right.
I did not feel bad. I gave you options. I gave you options. I gave you options.
They're just kind of like coughing up blood. And they drop their weapons, and their bodies just kind of go limp.
You can never work with the good people. And she's going to stow away everything again.
All right. With that being done, as you kind of peer out, you happen to notice the second set of stairs that go downwards that the other goblin mentioned.
All right. I'm going to take the 2 dead bodies. I'm going to take them by whatever shirt or cloth.
All right.
And it's just walking or dragging them along.
Sure.
Walk downstairs. And do I see like a light or people or other goblins?
For the time being right now, there's a clearing. So there's a lull in kind of like their waves, I guess. So you don't see anybody. The lights are still dim. Mm-hmm. You do notice that peering down the stairs, there's another light down there as well.
She's gonna put down one of the dead goblins. Gonna take out one of the greater healing potions, uncork it, and throw it back.
All right.
44 plus 4.
Pretty sure, yeah.
Correct? Let's see. Oh, that was sucky, but that's okay. 12 back. Still triple digits. Pretty good. And she's gonna toss the bottle back because at this point she just doesn't care. Taking the 2 goblins again and just walking downstairs. Jingle just chink, 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 chink. Walking down, which sounds a little ominous now that I'm saying it out loud. Are there more goblins downstairs?
As you go downstairs, it leads you into a pathway. Okay. And in this pathway, it's like a small, like, little landing. And there, it's just a clear landing, and then you make your way down further, and once you enter this small little room, there is 2 guards standing in front of a large cage. And in this cage are about, I'd say about 9 villagers in there.
Okay, are those guards goblins?
They are.
I'm gonna walk down, not even just stealthily, just walking down. Just, if a jester could scowl, just walking down, we'll get down the stairs holding the 2 dead goblins. I'm gonna throw one, throw the other. Do you want to end up like them? Because if you do, you can right here, right now, or leave, and I can take these people.
You see a bunch of the villagers, like a lot of them are just, and then you hear quite a bit of murmuring. Someone's coming to save us. We're gonna be free. We're gonna make it. One of the guards turns back. Shut up. The other one says, they were weak. We didn't need them. And they point their scimitars at you as they are ready to throw it at him. You aren't getting our prison. You aren't getting our sacrifices.
So you're the ones that are going to be sacrificed. She's just going to take a running start at that thing. go for him.
All right, let's roll for initiative.
Okay.
That was not the best.
14.
Okay. So you go first.
Oh. All right. As a bonus action, 2 more uses of this. I'm going to do the. Actually, no. No, she's not. She's not going to do the Mantle of the Jester again, and instead is just going to sidestep inward.
Okay.
To attacks on one of the guards. So.
All right. So roll for the first attack.
She is going to spin and hit with the battle axe, and then once she gets forward, it's going to go for a lunge afterwards. The first one's a 27 with the battle axe.
That hits.
The second one is another 27 with the rapier.
That hits.
Rapier does 9 points of damage. The battle axe does 11 points of damage.
Okay. Well, they both go down.
Oh. just
insta.
I gave you an out. I gave you an out. And stores everything away, and then tossing 2 cards on the sides, and is going to walk over. Are you all right up there?
One of the women speaks up. Yes, we're quite all right. But we're missing one person. And she kind of like hesitates as she gets this very like sad look on her face. One of the little girls. Her name's Beth. They took her just moments ago.
Where did they take her?
The one gentleman speaks up. He says, "It's like an old guy.
Mm-hmm.
They took her to the top of the mountain, or that's what they were saying anyway. They said something about sacrificing her just to something."
Right. You said there's a large cage, right?
That they're all in, yeah.
Does it fit the entire room?
So it's almost like on a raised stone. Yeah, that's about, I'd say, 20 feet by 20 feet. Like, it's a pretty large cage.
Can someone get, like, around it, or does it take up, like, the whole back wall?
It doesn't take up the whole wall, so someone, theoretically, like, it is kind of pressed against the back wall,
Mm-hmm.
but you could get to, like, to the sides of it, yes.
Got it. That won't do. No. So she's gonna look around, saying, "All right. How thick are these bars?"
They're pretty thick. But they if you were to it would be plausible for a big enough weapon to kind of cut through them. But the one guy says, "I think one of them has keys on them. Check their pockets."
And I'm gonna look around, see if they do have keys.
They do. Each one has a set of many keys, but one of them is a little bit larger than the others, and it's a fairly large padlock on the door.
And in this room, is this like a dead end room? Like no one can go to the side?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. The only entrance is those stairs upwards.
Okay. I'm going to say to them, As long as some of them are still here, you guys are not safe. So, and I'm gonna take the keys, and I'm gonna try to find the one that's for this lock.
Okay. So you kind of fiddle through a bunch of the keys, and the slightly bigger one manages to fit in perfectly, and you hear.
I'm not turning it.
No, you're not turning it? Okay.
I'm keeping it in there. I'm gonna say, I'm going to keep this key in this lock. Now I'm going to put up a wall that covers this room so nobody can get inside. This way you guys are safe until I can get that little girl back. Do you understand?
And the old guy pipes up.
But what about our oxygen? Won't we run out?
It won't cover the entire doorway. You will still have an area to breathe.
All right then.
You hear a little bit. You hear a little bit of chit chattering amongst the group.
She is going to take out all of her rations, all of her food, and is going to dump it in the thing. It's going to be like, if you're hungry, if you've been here for a while, eat of this. It will suffice until I can get you out. Do you understand?
And the woman looks to you and says, thank you. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. We'll stay here.
And she's going to walk out, and using the last Harlequin magic is going to create a wall to cover, and is going to take both of the guards.
Okay. She dragging these bodies upstairs.
I'm just dragging them out of the room so the people don't have to look at dead bodies.
Gotcha.
And it's going to have them resting on the wall. It lasts for an hour, so it should be all right. And is going to... You said there were a staircase going down and a staircase going up. Is that correct? Or am I mistaken?
So it was like... it was just a little landing that kind of goes a couple feet and then goes back up. Okay. So it's just the same staircase that you went in.
I'm going to attempt to find a path up to the top of the mountain.
Okay, so you make your way back up to the same floor you entered through, and you make your way around, continuing the path, and right around the corner, you hear another goblin. You hear the clattering of armor.
I'm going to lose it. And she's going to take out the gosh darn rapier and the battle axe again. And is going to take the long dead goblin on one finger if she's able to hold it up. And is going to walk up and wait for the one in armor to come.
All right, you hear him getting closer and closer until he's right around the corner from you.
Great, and she's just gonna step out so the guard see, or the person sees. And is it a goblin?
It is. Yes.
She's gonna be like, I don't have time for this. I'm so done. She's gonna toss the goblin forward and just say, do you want to end up like him? Yes or no? Decide now, or I will kill you. Or if not, show me to the top of the mountain.
As you pop around the corner, not only do you see this one goblin, but you see another one riding a warg up ahead. You're walking into their territory. I don't know what you wanted. I don't know what you expected.
No, you're 100% right. That's her talking.
That's her
slapping
talking, yeah.
the Joker card and doing the last mantle of the Jester to have the things whirl around. But this time it has more of a sparky effect because she's getting angry. So it's a lot more frantic in its movement. And she's going to be like, are you going to back down or are you going to keep going?
The goblin's he's very he's quite intimidated by it. However, he weakly holds his scimitar up to you as his hand is obviously, it's just clearly shaking. Stop!
Hold on. That's the best you can do. Stop. No. Try again.
It's your turn. Help! Back up! And then you hear the warg, and then you hear as the warg is now charging toward you.
Is it just the warg, or is it something?
It's the warg. It's the warg with the goblin on it.
I'm gonna take out one of my hand axes, still pointing, and I'm gonna look at him and say, "Good enough. It's still not good." And is gonna toss the hand axe straight towards the goblin that's riding the warg.
Okay. So roll to hit.
24.
That hits.
And it does 11 points of damage.
11 points of that. You sink it right between his head as the goblin just kind of falls off the warg. The warg is still coming at you, though.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
And I'm pointing. I'm like, "Are you done? Like, really?"
The goblin starts running away. He starts running away, leaving the warg to you. As he's just about passing the warg, and the warg passes him, he turns around and says, "Get him! Sick him!"
You can't work with good people. And he's gonna take out the battle axe and getting ready for a fight with the warg.
Okay, so the goblins now run away, and he goes down the set of stairs that are further ahead.
Good.
So yeah,
actually,
yeah.
I'm gonna store my weapon.
Okay.
I'm gonna run straight towards this warg. I'm gonna sidestep and try to flip on him like the other one.
Okay. So I will say make an acrobatics check.
22.
Yeah, you easily you practice at this point now. Like you did it before once, and now you've kind of like, I got the hang of this. You easily kind of like push his snout out of the way, so you're able to kind of like get around him, and then like pull yourself up onto him.
Great. Does a warg have horns at all, or is it just like
no?
big
It's literally like a wolf. It's like a mutated wolf.
I see. So I'm going to take it by the fur.
Okay.
And try to like steer the thing back.
He does have like a little
riding pack.
Like like a little saddle on him, so he's like a little rope handles.
So I'm gonna take that rope and start guiding it towards the back towards the hallway where the goblin's running. If I can, I might need to roll animal handling if you want.
Yeah, roll animal handling for that.
Come on. I know this is gonna end up backfiring on me at some point with the dice, but like, that actually was not bad. That's an 18 minus 2, so that's 16.
Yeah, you managed to steer this thing toward the goblin. So the warg is kind of like bucking a little bit. You managed to keep your grip, but he's just dashing toward, and he's quickly gaining ground on this goblin who's trying to run away.
And I'm gonna say, "Hey!" and see if the goblin hears me.
What? He turns around.
You want to see intimidating? And I'm just gonna like.
At this point, the warg is just bloodthirsty at this point, and he just charges straight toward the goblin.
And right, like maybe 5 feet away from the goblin, she's going to let go and then backflip off, and just have the warg sick the goblin.
So make an acrobatics check to see if you stick the landing.
Come on, this is what Cheshire does. Please, Cheshire. 18 plus 9, 27.
Yeah, you perfectly managed to do a couple backflips and then just kind of land as you just kind of very elegantly land on your toes. And this warg is going to run right into the goblin and go.
Isn't this?
I don't think this is going how you expected it to.
Just know, I rolled the max damage on this.
Oh my god.
Okay. So essentially, what happens is this warg, this warg just pounces as he just tackles this goblin to the ground, essentially, and with a one wide open motion, the jaws slam down into this goblin onto his head. You hear faint screaming for a moment as you see from behind the warg just start ripping and tearing into goblin flesh.
And she's just gonna be like, oh, that's so gross.
Oh,
and is
boy.
gonna walk over and say, goodbye.
Yeah, so this warg is distracted with this new meat it has found.
That's fine. And I'm gonna, not like quickly, but quick enough so that if the warg is finished eating, not gonna find me. Try to see where the goblin was rushing and see if I could find a path.
Yep. So you from level ground, it leads to a dead end. However, there is another little arcway that is there, and it's the kind of center closer to the back of the room,
Okay.
back of the cave, and again, it's another set of stairs that go downwards.
Going up. All right. And she'll walk down the set of stairs.
Okay. So you'll walk down the stairs. Just want to see something. Checking my maps. Just want to see if this makes sense. No, yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Okay. So you go down these stairs, and in between there, you hear a bunch of and as you look above you, you have to notice a bunch of bats.
Her eyes just twitching. Goblins, wards, and guards. Oh my. And is just, oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, if that's okay, when I was walking back, if I could just take out the hand axe from the goblins.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Perfectly fine.
And I'm guessing they noticed me at this point.
Most of them are just kind of sleeping. Most all of them are just kind of sleeping. They're just hanging there.
Don't have food. This is gonna get me killed. And she is going to take out her queen, flip it up, and create the dancing lights.
Okay.
And is going to center it towards the exit, or like back from where she came.
All right.
Go. Follow. Just go for it. See the light. Follow the light. Be the light.
So the bats. I'm just gonna see if they. Yeah. No. They're not really phased. They doesn't seem like they could really care less about it. So you're able to kind of make your way through.
I respect you. And it's just gonna start walking.
So between there, you enter out, and it happens. You come up to a clearing. So you see a long stretch ahead of you that just is a long stretch that is just dead end.
Okay.
But if you look to the right, there's a little set of stairs that go down into like this small little space.
Little chamber. Do I see from that small little space if there are any shadows of more goblins for me to decipher?
Make a quick perception check.
Okay. Of course, this is the roll that I suck on. 5.
Yeah, you don't notice any shadows or anything like that in this room. As far as you can tell, it's a clear room.
I'm gonna walk down it just in case to see what's there.
So you enter this small little space, and there is a goblin sitting there. However, he's fast asleep. He's sleeping on the job. He's sitting there with his little scimitar kind of on his lap as he just kind of snoring a little bit.
I'm gonna take off my hat so there's no jingle jangles.
Okay.
I'm just gonna tiptoe over to him. I'm gonna discreetly take off the scimitar.
Make a sleight of hand for that.
Again, that's what I'm good at. Come on. Yes. 21.
All right, you move it ever so slightly that the goblin's just unfazed by this.
I'm gonna take out. Does it also have a bow and arrow?
He does strap to his back, yeah.
It's strapped to his back. I'm not gonna touch that. All right, I'm about to do something.
Oh boy. Okay, lay it on me.
I'm gonna take out some ink. I'm gonna take out a quill. Dip it. Just gonna do like a giant mustache on one side, do like a monocle over the eye, doing a very like Jigglypuff from like the old Pokemon series.
I love that.
And it's gonna make like a goatee, like under like, but only half a goatee. So like the half of the face is clear and the other half is not. Should I roll?
You know what? I'll keep that as for that same sleight of hand. That's fine.
You don't need this though, and I'm taking the scimitar.
Okay, you now have a scimitar with you.
She's gonna walk over, and put on the jingle jingle hat. Let's make sure the mask is attached right, and then walk over.
Sure.
And she's just gonna like, after getting out of the room, she's just gonna put the scimitar up against the wall. She doesn't need it. She doesn't care. She just didn't want the goblin to have it. She's gonna leave it, and then she's gonna be like, "Wait, did that room have another passageway?"
Yes. So it's like a little connection, like a little connection route. So it's like you hit a wall, you turn into it, it creates this little hallway essentially, and then it comes up again, just like literally 2 or 3 steps upwards again. So it's like going around.
I'm just gonna take my stuff, just make sure the other scimitar's in the other room, and just head over to that exit.
All right. So you,
Do you want me to stealth?
Do you want to stealth?
I don't want to wake this guy up. He seems like he's in a good sleep.
So you still have your hat, yes? That's
Yep.
Okay.
No,
what'd you say?
that was a 7.
You know the term heavy sleeper?
This poor thing.
I think if you looked really closely at him, he might have had a bottle of that might have smelled like alcohol with him. So
no.
Yeah, so he's out like a light. He doesn't even notice. You walk right by him, even with your little jingle jangles.
I'm not even. You know what? Hold on.
Don't even
Before I walk by him, I'm gonna walk over. I'm sure that in my disguise kit, I have like a vanity or like a mirror. I'm just gonna lay the mirror down. I'm gonna take out one of my cards and like take out my like pen and ink and write alcohol anonymous. Like just go to this town and just like lay it down and be like they'll help you on it and just leave it there.
Oh boy. Okay.
And then just leave. Just go to the next room. She feels bad for this guy.
Oh my goodness. All right. So, with that, you continue down a long stretch. Like I'm talking a good probably like 15 minutes or so of just walking in like these little jagged serpent-like paths that continue to just wind. And finally, as you come around the one corner, there's a long stretch where at the end of it, you happen to see a slightly bigger goblin who's dressed a little bit heavier in armor, with two other smaller goblins talking with him as well. And in between him and the two goblins, or in between the three of them, is a small humanoid girl bound by rope.
Does this bigger goblin look more lavish of the other ones?
Not quite. He almost looks like just like a bigger version of them. But he has he actually has like a chain shirt on. Chain shirt on, versus them who just have like kind of almost half armor type of thing, like half plate.
I don't have any goblins with me to intimidate them with. So, yeah, why not? Let's try this. And she's gonna take out one of her cards and is going to toss it in the center and cast minor illusion. And for a dead goblin, so it looks like one of the goblins that I had taken.
Okay.
And I'm gonna walk in. Actually, because I can do multiple illusions at once, there are gonna be two of them, which is I'll be accurate for what happened. And it's gonna walk in and say, "All right. Hopefully, this is the last time. Two options. You surrender and don't end up like these piles of goo, or I turn you into goo. Make a choice."
The bigger goblin grasps onto the little girl's shoulders and like pulls her away, as he says, "How dare you come up into my home, and try and threaten me?"
Okay. That was so much better threatening than that one upstairs. 2, you went into the village to sacrifice people. I don't think you're in the right here.
You don't understand.
Understand what?
We don't want to be doing this. We have to be doing this.
Why?
The two goblins, the two smaller ones, kind of look back at the bigger one, and they just kind of like, one of them pipes up, "Yeah, boss. Why do we have to?" And the boss goblin says, "It needs to feed, or else
it'll start eating us.
What needs to feed?
The beast at the top of the mountain. It came over a week ago and demanded sacrifices and feeding.
Okay. And what does this beast look like?
Well, it happens to be one of those dragons.
So, okay. If I get rid of your little problem, will you stop capturing people? Will you stop attempting to eat people?
We're not eating them. We
Okay.
don't.
I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. Will you stop capturing people for this sacrifice that will never be happening if I defeat it?
Yeah. I mean, it's nice taking their stuff and all, but I mean, we don't want any problems with the humans.
Okay.
Do you think you're able to take it on?
Yeah, you should. Don't go upstairs. You will not be happy. However, I know, I apologize. However, do you want to be in this predicament that you're in?
I mean, not really. I don't take orders. I give them.
Okay. But do you want to be here? Do you want to be living in a cave? Do you want to be scrambling for food? Or to live? Or do you want to...
We're fine when it comes to food. I mean, we've been here for generations, so... We make it here. This is our home. We're not going anywhere.
That's fine. However, if you find yourself in a predicament where you do not want to be in this cave and you want work, and she's going to lay down one of the guild cards, go towards this and find yourself some work. I will be there and can help you out. I can vouch. But please let this girl go.
He looks at the little girl who's like pretty much she's in tears. She's like silently sobbing. As he just kind of says, "Fine." He pushes the girl toward you,
and she'll like hold on to the girl, like one around her, like the top or the shoulder, sorry, and one on the hair. Like, it's all right, dearie. It is okay. You're going to be okay. Sorry. Now I'm going to bring this little one with the others. If you could please show me to the top of the mountain afterward.
Yeah, fine.
He gestures around the corner where there's a long winding staircase that leads upwards.
And she's going to, like, how small is this girl? Because Cheshire is petite.
She's pretty small. She seems to be about the age of like 10.
Okay, so still probably a little small for Cheshire. And Cheshire is going to get on one knee and say, everything's going to be okay. You are going to be okay. I know you're scared.
Okay.
Just promise, you gotta be brave. Please be brave. Okay? I'm going to send you back with your family. I'm going to leave you where they are currently until I can beat that dragon. I promise you, and I'll like boop her nose. I promise you I will be back, okay?
Okay.
And she's going to kiss her forehead and then send her back towards the place, take out the wall card, and show and say, all right, and a deal has been made. At the top of the mountain is a beast, in which I will slay. Once this is over, you will be released, and these goblins will harm you no longer. Do not bear ill will towards them. I know you will, but don't. They did not do this of their own accord. This beast forced them. If anything, be upset with the beast, and I know it's easy to hate. And
All right, I guess.
and she's also saying that to the group in the cages too. And then she'll unlock the cage and say, "I know it's uncomfortable, but please stay inside for your own safety." And
All right, so now she's with everybody else.
yes.
So the other townsfolk are like embracing her, and like just some of them, a few of the women are sobbing, and even a couple of the men are as well. And they just say, a few of them just really, they thank you so much. And the goblin boss will just say, "Take him back. My word is my word. I'll have my men take them back to the village. Well, to the end of the mountain, anyway."
Okay. And I'll make sure your problem is dealt with. And she's gonna walk up towards I'm guessing that's a bigger guy, right?
Yes, the boss.
And she's gonna extend a hand and go, "What is your name?" And I'm sorry, I might be putting you on the spot here.
They call me Nix.
Nix. It's a very lovely name.
Yeah, it's like literally, it's like Nix.
Yeah. It's a very lovely name. And she's going to take in a deep breath, steady herself, and be like, "Let's go." And we'll.
He guides you. He stops right before the long winding path upwards, and just says, "Well, good luck."
Thanks. I'll see you again.
And sure.
We'll walk up, and like, she's never faced a dragon before, so she's just has that like butterfly feeling in her stomach, and like halfway up she's gonna take out her battle axe, spin it, and then getting a little closer is gonna take out the rapier.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gonna say, "All right, Cheshire, you're brave, you're strong, you can do it. You're brave, you're strong, you can do it. You're brave in each step, you're strong, you can do it." And is going to continue up until hopefully light is seen.
Yep. So you continue your way up. It's about a 5-minute walk upwards. Pretty long staircase. And you finally reach the top of the mountain, where it's like a long clearing. There are large pillars of rock that stand upright. A little bit further ahead, about, I'd say 60 feet, there's another stone rising. And on this little stone platform lays a red scaled dragon wormling. It lifts its head up, and you start hearing this voice in your head. "So, you brought another meal, yes?"
"Unfortunately, no meals for you."
As it looks very groggy, as if it just kind of like woke up.
Mm-hmm.
As it like starts fixing its eyes more closely on you, as it like slightly turns your head. "You're not the goblin scum."
"I'm not goblin scum. Unfortunately, I'm a different kind of scum." She's gonna flip up towards one of the platforms. "I'm the type of scum that fights back. I'm the type of scum that when people are in danger, I rescue. And you have put enough people in danger for your gullets. So it's either you leave and we can forget this ever happened, or I take you down. Right here. Right now.
Well, you didn't bring a sacrifice, but you look tasty enough. I'll make you my food instead.
As it starts to stand up, its wings start furling outwards, as it just kind of like shakes, and you see a little, as it just kind of breathes a little bit of fire.
And she'll take up and look at the Joker card that she has, peering at an odd mirror to herself, slap it on herself, and use the last mantle of the jester to make the warbling again.
Illusions.
Yeah.
Okay.
And be like, I tried to reason. And we'll go, I guess, start this.
Yes. Roll initiative.
I like to think that was in game too.
Kinda, yeah.
19.
Okay. You rolled 19
Yes.
for initiative. Jeez.
14 plus 9.
I thought I rolled kind of high.
Oh wait, no, it wasn't 14. 14 plus 5. I apologize.
All right. Well, you go first. So you're about 60 feet away from this thing.
You said 60?
Yep.
All right. Then instead, she's going to stow away her battle axe, take out a hand axe, and is going to toss one.
Okay.
Which will be a 14.
14 misses.
And we'll take out her second, and just toss it again. Come on.
All right.
Come on. Nope. 16.
16 misses. So the dragon just kind of like gusts it like starts flapping its wings, creating the strong gust of wind as these axes that are flying at it start slowing down, just kind of fall crashing onto the ground.
Is that all you've got?
Not even close. Your turn.
It's with those flapping wings, it starts picking itself up off the ground as it starts soaring closer to you. So it's about, I'd say, 15 feet upwards from you, and about 10 feet away from you. It starts inhaling. As its mouth opens, you see bright red coming from the back of its throat and making its way to the front as it exhales a cone of fire breath. So make a dex save.
Come on. Roll the 9, but I have plus 8, so that's 17.
Okay, so that is... So you take 13 fire damage.
Okay.
From that.
Is that already halved?
That's halved, yes.
And she'll take it, and the mantle adjuster is suppressed until her next turn. Be like, I deal with fire hotter in the circus.
Don't make too light of it. That will be your last mistake.
And she'll lick up the charred blood that's on her face. And it's currently in the air, right?
Mm-hmm. Kind of 10 feet from you, but 15 feet upwards.
I don't have anything that can reach. Wow. If that's the case... And I've lost that ability. So she is actually going to start running. And she is going to start running towards. You said they're like rocks and such going up,
It's
right?
like they're like small pillars, yeah.
Are these pillars close to each other?
They're about 10 feet from each other.
10 feet from each other? Cool.
Mm-hmm.
She is going to skid and put herself in between the pillars and hold her attack if it gets in range.
Okay, so you're kind of going just in between them?
Going in between, blocking my vision and its vision from me.
So you're kind of hiding behind it?
Yes.
Hiding behind one of them. Okay. So it's turn, right?
Yes.
Okay. So it's going to it's kind of following your eye as you're running.
Where do you think you're going?
As it lands on, it comes flying down onto the ground as it starts kind of walking away.
Sorry.
No, all good. It's gonna try and like poke his head around the pillar just to see you, so it can get in range of you. And it's gonna try and bite you.
Okay. Does not have disadvantage because it's not my. No,
right.
It is my turn, so it does have disadvantage because my turn already passed.
Dang. Okay. So 15 doesn't hit, right?
It doesn't. It just misses.
Okay, so that missed. As it goes to bite you, it ends up just getting one of the images.
So can I take my held attacks?
Yes, you can.
So she's gonna slash with the battle axe behind her back, once up in the eye.
Okay,
and
roll the hit.
23.
That hits.
It takes 8 damage.
Okay.
Second one with the rapier after spinning is just gonna go for. Is actually gonna go for the actual eyeball, and is gonna try to shish kebab it.
Okay.
18.
18, that hits.
12.
12 damage. Okay.
And so now
you,
it's my turn.
You manage to pierce it in its eye as it closes one eye.
Your mistake.
It slowly starts opening its eye as just like this trail of blood just runs down its snout.
Oh, this is so metal. I love it. Is it back to my turn now?
Yeah, it is your turn now.
She is going to stow away the battle axe. And does it have horns?
It does. It has small ones that are like curling upward.
Perfect. And its head is poked out of the corner.
It's like peering over, like behind the pillar at you. Yes.
Perfect. That's exactly what she wanted, as she is going to run, jump, and try to do like a wall with the pillar, jump and flip, grabbing onto the horn and try to get on top of it.
All right, make an acrobatics check.
Come on. Yes, that was about to be a 3, but it went. It's a 17 plus 9, 26.
All right, you managed to basically parkour your way yourself from the pillar, grabbing its horn, and end up like right on the nape of its neck.
Your move.
Dare you, insolent brat.
As it starts flapping its wings even more, it skyrockets upwards. It flies a full 60 feet upwards, and tries to shake you off as like using the wind to help. So roll for sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand.
Mm-hmm.
Or strength saving throw. So like.
No, yeah, you're right. So strength saving throw, actually.
Okay. You're gonna hate me.
Okay.
I got a 17, and it's +8, 25.
Okay.
She's a strong, petite woman.
So she's hanging on for dear life, but she's not budging at all.
How far up into the air am I?
60 feet.
She's going to like look down. How far are the wings from where I'm holding?
They span at least from the body. It's like 10. It's like 10 by 10. Like they're very, very large wings.
Grabbing. Can she like hang off like the horn, and
Sure.
with the rapier,
Okay.
slash the wing at the base?
All right.
Just
try. Yeah. Roll to hit.
Okay.
I just want to. I'll preface this as well that it's technically a dragon wormling, but like it's almost at the point at
Where
its
it's a
age
full dragon.
where it's a young dragon. Yeah.
Got
So
it.
it's like that in between stage. Like it's just about there. Yeah.
So it's not like full dragon.
It's not a full young dragon just yet. It's like it's literally a little bit of time away from it.
Got it. 17.
That hits.
I'm gonna slash it and gonna whisper in its ear, "We go down together."
So what damage does that do?
Sorry. 8.
8. Okay. Okay. So you notice the dragon's kind of shaking a little bit, trying to keep its balance. But
I'm gonna make sure, if I'm going down, that you will perish with me.
as it's gonna fly another 60 feet up in the air. So you guys are 120 feet from the top of the mountain. And it's as he's flying up, it's gonna try to let the gusts of wind try to knock you down. So make another strength saving throw. As he's kind of like twirling in the air. Oh boy.
23.
All right, you're still hanging on. Your grip's getting a little bit weary, but you still keep your stamina is up.
Shaky hand, and if I can like flavor this as like it's going up, like she just flashes back to like when she first joined the circus, flashes to the first time she started to learn how to walk the tightrope, flashes of when she started to learn combat, and like different flashes of different moments in her life leading up to this moment. And she is going to attempt to pull herself upward. And actually, what she's going to do, because it is getting shaky, right?
A little bit, yeah.
I'm going to attempt, and you can tell me if I'm not able to do this with a rapier, which is 100% fine. I'm gonna try to cut the wing off as much as I can.
You made a scratch on it, but it's not gonna be enough to like cut the wing off entirely. Like it's still like a thick hide. You would need something pretty much a lot stronger to like cut it off. Seeing how rapiers are more of a stabby than an actual slash.
That makes sense.
But yeah. So.
All right. So instead, she is going to stow her rapier.
Okay.
It is going to take one hand, the other hand, because she was like, the left hand was on the horn and the other hand was slashing. Stowed, changed hands, and is going to take the other horn in the other hand. And with the other wargs, It is gonna attempt to like try to steer a dragon. It's gonna try and probably fail, but it's going to attempt to try to steer this thing down. Straight down.
Like straight down from where you guys came.
Straight down.
All right. Make an athletics check, or make save. Yeah, just a straight check.
Athletics.
Yeah.
Yes. 15 plus 4, 19.
You start getting momentum as you're trying to steer this dragon's head downward. As with the wing being kind of a little wobbly, you're able to manage to kind of shift the direction downward.
And that's gonna end my turn.
Okay, so it's gonna try and resist you doing that.
That's fine.
So it's gonna try to make a strength. Yeah, its wing it's hurting too bad that it is not able to keep up its strength. So you guys are gonna start falling, are gonna be going downward about 60 feet. So you're now only, instead of being 120 feet up, you're only about 60 feet up.
Okay, and we're going straight down, right?
You're going straight down.
I'm gonna keep it going until it's about 20 feet to the ground.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna let go and have the wind carry me up. Take out my rapier, point it downwards, and it's just going to try to curb stop this thing. Just
all right. Down. So first things first, make a strength check to see if you can keep it up.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I got this goddamn roll. 19.
Boy.
You want?
Okay.
I can send you a picture.
No, all good. I believe you.
Oh my god, Cheshire.
Okay, so he starts falling even further down, losing his momentum. I just want to check something super quick. Okay. So yeah, he starts falling another 60 feet. So about the 20-foot mark, you're gonna let go.
Let go, because in her mind, she assumes that with the wing and the way that he is currently, he can't get up from this. And he can't like try to fly up enough that he's still gonna hit the ground either way. Just let go, take it out, and just let the momentum carry him. Her, okay. Sorry.
No, all good. So, so he would have fallen 60 feet. So 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Because he went straight down.
Yeah.
Okay. He went straight down, and then because you let go, and you're gonna let the wind left, like kind of.
Because I assume that like it's gonna like sweep up, and then I'm gonna fall back down again.
Yep. I'm just gonna say because of the sheer impact of it, you are gonna take half of what he took.
Okay.
So you're gonna take 12 bludgeoning damage.
That's A-okay.
But I will let you try to use that, get your attack off. So roll to hit.
All right. 21.
That hits.
12 points of damage.
Okay.
And I want to go right for the belly?
Well, it's like it smashed its face into the ground.
Oh, okay.
And it landed like onto its stomach.
That's fine. So just even the back of the neck is fine. Just
back of the neck. Okay.
And feeling one of my knees probably shatter.
You kind of, with the sheer impact, you manage to get the sword in, but then as you take it out, you kind of collapse and fall off his neck and land on the ground. It's his turn now, right?
Yeah. Before that ends, Cheshire is just gonna say, before we continue, because they're both at this point laying. What's your name? Love you, Dylan. Rexar. It's an honor to fight you, Rexar.
The dragon's gonna get back up to his feet as he's kind of like standing almost right over top of you.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. Never has my food fought back so much as you. However, you still look a little too raw for my liking.
As he opens up his mouth, and you see that same brightness from the back of his throat just erupt again into another fire breath, pretty much showering right above you.
Got it.
So make a dex saving throw.
Can I flavor this to be at disadvantage because I am prone on the ground?
Sure.
Oof. 7. Give it to me.
Okay. So that's... Ready for this fire damage? 20 fire damage. As he just, the shower of...
She is still standing.
She's still standing, jeez.
As the mantle comes back, as it lasts for a minute, and she just and like she at this point, like getting up, like one kneecap's still fallen, so like she is a limp on one side a little bit, and she's still just and is going to go for the rapier and the battle axe again.
Okay. So as you like stand there, kind of like this smoke just kind of emanating from your body, and you're laughing. You're just hysterically laughing. Rexar just kind of, you hear,
insanity. Not all there, I'm guessing.
She's gone and is going for the strikes.
All right, roll.
Battle axe 26. Oh, rapier natural 1.
All right, so the battle axe will hit, but the rapier misses.
That's fine.
So
8 points of damage.
8 points of damage?
Yeah.
All right. Does that end your turn then?
Yep.
Okay. You're so lucky. All right. It's going to try and bite you.
So disadvantage. Sorry.
No, right? Because I hit you.
You're right.
That would be a dirty 20, my dude.
Dirty 20 gets it.
Okay, so that's... piercing damage.
Okay.
And 2 fire damage. So, hold on. Yeah, so 10 damage total.
Okay. And she will... does that end his turn?
Yeah, it ends. So he clamps down pretty much onto you. It seems like he's trying to eat you alive at this point. So he basically has you in his jaws.
Is that one eye still out?
The one eye, he's constantly blinking it. He's having a hard time keeping it open for any long period of time. But it's still, the blood is still kind of rushing out from his, yeah.
She'll look at him as, like, still probably clamped around. She says,
You lost
you lost one eye? How about you sit out there? And we'll go for one up with the battle axe, and then shish kebab towards the other eye. Battle axe. 21.
That hits.
Rapier, 18.
That also hits. Which weapon you taking him out with?
Oh. The rapier.
Alright.
So she's going to slash once.
Okay.
And then seeing that he at this point is probably losing leverage, is going to slip out of the jaws, flip up onto the snout, be like, you played a good game. You just couldn't win it. And it's going to stab straight through.
Insolent half-breed.
And just his body's just collapsing as kind of dust rustles up from underneath him as he just dead weight crashing into the ground.
She is going to drop both of her weapons, fall on the ground, and just...
Out of curiosity, how much HP did you have left?
57. Yeah.
How much did you have originally?
127.
Oh my god!
That toughie, I had 104 because my Constitution modifier is ridiculous for some reason, and also with my ability score improvement, I just dumped it in Constitution. With the toughie, that just put me over the edge, and she's just like laying there, and like getting her.
So essentially, if you didn't take my advice, you would have. Wait, so you had 100 and what? 20s?
124.
124, and you had 104, so you plus 20. So 50. So you would have been like 30 something HP without the tough feat.
Yeah.
If I rolled a 4 when it came to the Dragon's Breath attack, so it didn't recharge. So if I had rolled a 5,
I would have been gone. That was the deciding factor.
Yeah, I was curious about that. Anyway, we'll continue.
I was so prepared because like that's why I kept doing like the flashbacks and all that because I'm like there's a good chance she's gonna die in this battle. But she's gonna lay there and then she's going to stand sorely up and gonna get on her feet. Is there a cliff?
Yeah, it's literally like so it's like 60 or 70 feet kind of lengthwise, and you've got a good about 50 feet or so widthwise. But other than that, if you looked over it, it's literally like a mountainside because you're literally you're at the top of the mountain, or one of the mountains, as there are like several in this mountain range.
Got it. And she's going to and take out her battle axe, walk over to it, and just cut a chunk out, and take one of her cards, stick it in the giant chunk she just came out, and is going to start pushing Dragon off the cliff.
Oh, okay. Make a strength check with disadvantage.
Yeah. Ugh. Oh, the second one was a natural 20. 9.
Dang. Okay. So you're trying to shove this thing, but the pure weight of it at your current state is just too much for this thing to like budge anymore. You get it maybe a foot or two, but nothing more.
And she's going to get up. Let's see. What was the name that you gave me?
Rexar.
Roxar. She's going to say, Roxar, you did well. Thank you. And will shut its bloody eyes and take out one of her hand axes and is going to stick it in the middle of it as a warning. And Ty is going to take off a like a silk kind of like, not handkerchief, but just like one of those things I always pull out of their sleeves, tie it around to the hilt of it. That's enough for you. Good job. And we'll stow everything away, like holding one arm and holding her side, and just
as you kind of finish tying everything, you see the goblin boss, him kind of like poke his head up from the stairs. Is it done?
Yeah, it's done.
Well, I wasn't expecting you to make it out alive, but I mean, well, thank you, I guess.
And as he's saying this, she's not stopping. She's continuing to walk down the stairs, leaning on it for leverage, is continuing downward.
So you're coming down these stairs and into the cave, and there are more goblins kind of awaiting at the bottom of the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of get the idea that they were listening and awaiting. But there's a bunch of rubble everywhere as when the dragon hit the mountain top, that it caused a bunch of the rocks just kind of fall and crumble. Yeah. One of the goblins you recognize as half his face is still covered in ink.
And as she gives herself a little chuckle, she's going to turn a head back so half of her face is showing. You'll say, next, many people can surprise you. It doesn't matter the size. It just matters how much heart you have. And is going to continue down the stairs. Hopefully the goblins will part.
Yeah, they make a path for you.
Do I see that the humans are out safely, or not humans, but like the village people are out safely?
Yeah. So like I said, the goblin boss gave you his word that he would lead them back safely. And so if you wanted to, you could double check just to make sure he kept his word. Just kind of like walking down the steps.
Maybe just slightly.
Okay, so you're gonna kind of walk down them slightly, like halfway, so you can kind of get an idea if you peer down that the cage is empty.
Good. And she will walk back. And she'll say, "It was good to meet you, Nix. Again, I'm sorry for the mess. But
well, don't worry about it. I mean, the problem's gone, so I'm all right with that. We'll fix the place up. Don't you worry.
Just stay careful, and if I'm ever around, I'll bring some shiny stuff for you guys, and maybe some food. You have enough food up there to last you a long time."
I imagine.
she is going to walk down on her own, quietly picking up the card that she left as a marker. Is going to continue just broken, walking down. And once she reaches the town, like getting into like the main area that she performed right when she entered, she's just going to like collapse and is just going to go unconscious.
So just as you collapse onto the ground, your vision's starting to get blurred, and as you're kind of starting to close them, you hear voices calling out to you and trying to get the attention of other people. And then you soon see in your blurry vision a bunch of figures rushing over toward you. When you wake up, you are in a very soft, very comforting bed. As you look around the room, it's empty. Just your bed, little side table, and a couple of decorations all around. And on the little stand beside you is a little bit of food and a nice like tall glass of water.
She'll chow down, take just chug the water, take a deep breath. Is she like wearing anything? Is everything on her all right?
Everything's still on her. Your weapons and stuff like that are actually in the corner of the room. When you came back into the village and collapsed, it was about evening time. So the sun was just about to set. But there's a small window. And just looking outside the window, you notice that it's daylight.
She's gonna breathe, collect herself. Still probably has just a slight limp, but she's taking it in stride. Gonna put on everything, all her weapons, all her gear. Just curl her hair so it's still on the front of her face. We'll walk out of, I'm guessing this is an inn?
Mm-hmm. So you open up the door, and it's just this long stretch of hallway that you see a bunch of other doors there, and a small set of stairs at the end of the hallway.
She's going to just walk, just looking over to like the different rooms, the different life that's in here. If there's like small windows or anything. If not, she'll just continue to walk looking at each door. And once she walks down the stairs, is there anybody like in the tavern or any?
Yeah. So you as soon as you come down the stairs, you look around very briefly and see that you're in the tavern, and there's a young woman behind the counter. She's serving drinks to a few people. Sitting at one of the tables, though, is the mayor Bayhart himself with his secretary Nancy, and they're just chit-chatting. But Nancy notices you first. Oh, you're awake. Good morning.
Hello. How long have you been down? Have I kept you waiting?
Oh no! The mayor Bayhart speaks up. No, young lass, not to worry. You're just out for the night. But I assume the mission went well then, if you were to come back, and with everyone returning here safe and sound.
The goblins won't bother you, but I have one request.
Yes, what might that be?
You do not hunt the goblins. It wasn't of their volition that they took the people. You had a dragon problem. I took it out. They won't bother you, but please don't bother them. They were not acting of their own will.
We were informed of that.
And he kind of looks over and sitting at one of the other tables is the same small girl that you rescued with her parents. And the little girl just kind of very shyly gives you a little smile, and like a little wave. And he said, the mayor speaks up again. That little girl told us everything that we needed to know, and as long as they keep their word and don't bother us, we won't bother them.
Understandably. And before that, she was going to walk over to the girl, bend down and take her pack, and is going to unzip it and take out a small, like a doll that has like stringy hair. It looks like it was sewn together, handmade, and like zip it up. And she says, "You are a very, very brave girl."
Thank you.
And she's going to like hand it forward and say, "Whenever I was scared, whenever I felt like I couldn't go any further, I held on to this and I hugged it tight. Next time, if something happens, hold her and hug her tight, and she will help you."
Oh, thank you. And she like grabs the doll and like holds it tight to her. She's so cute. And then she grabs it. Look, mommy, daddy, look what I got. And the mother speaks up. That was very kind of you. Thank you. We really appreciate you saving our daughter. And the dad speaks up. If there's anything we could do for you, please just let us know. We'd like to repay you somehow. Maybe stopping by later for dinner.
That sounds very, very kind of you. However, I do need to be leaving. However, you have a very brave girl with you. She's going to end up growing up to be great and do great things. And she'll stand up and she'll say, "The next time I'm in town, maybe I will take you up on that offer. And maybe I'll put
Sounds
on a show."
perfect. Thank you.
She'll give a bow, and then she'll walk over to Bayhard and say, "I do not mean to be crass, and I apologize. And DM, remind me, I apologize. Was there a money offer into this?"
Yeah. I mean, you'll be getting it from the Adventurers Guild. He promised 500 gold piece.
Okay. And he'll say, "If this town ever needs anything again, find me at the guild over by town. And I'll be back." And
It's much appreciated. Thank you.
she'll give a head nod, take out a sack of gold that she has, and is going to walk over, get out. And does she see Tarek?
Tarek is nowhere to be found. As you're looking around, though, you notice another familiar face. It's Cal, walking by. Welcome back. How'd everything go? Doing all right?
Bum leg, but I'll manage.
Well, he kind of looks around. You looking for someone?
Yeah, there was close to your shop, there was a guy who was on the street named Tarek. Do you know where he went?
Oh yeah, I remember him. Said something about joining a guild, something.
All right.
Left sometime in the evening yesterday.
And she'll look at him and say, "You're a good man, Cal. You're a very good man."
Well, thank you kindly.
We'll hand him a sack of 200 gold pieces. And we'll say,
What is this for?
"Expand your shop. Go around, do great things. You deserve it." And we'll pat his chest. I'll say the next time I come to town, I hope to see you flourish. Keep that card.
I hope to see you around.
She'll just keep walking, still limply, as graceful as she can, walking back into the horizon.
And with that, we will end today's session. Such beautiful scenery to end it off. Wow, okay. I was a little nervous about that one, not gonna lie. I wasn't too sure about it, but it worked. It worked out well. I was so happy.
So many goblins. So many goblins.
And mind you, like I said, this was my first ever one shot that I did as a DM and with my IRL friends as well.
It was so good.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You know what? Honestly, I like kind of looking at it now. It was almost like a mountain dungeon almost, and there was a dragon. It was very almost on the nose.
A little bit.
But hey, that's all right. Sometimes you just gotta have a little dungeon crawl. You gotta have a little dragon. You know what I mean?
I haven't had a good dungeon crawl in such a long time. Plus, it wasn't just a dungeon crawl. There was a lot of things that happened in that dungeon.
Yes. Well, again, with that, thank you so much, everybody, for coming and hanging out with us and joining us on this one-on-one session. And again, check out our TikTok, Arcane Adventures, as well as our Instagram, as well as YouTube. Like I said, there will be a video up sometime later today, hopefully, like later tonight, with one of the one shots from I think a couple Sundays ago. So keep an eye out for that, and we will see you Tuesday with the continuation for our campaign.
Thank you, Dylan. Thank you, Chris, for hosting this, and thank you so much for the people that are watching. I hope you all have a great day, a great night, wherever you are. I love you.
All right, guys. Have a great rest of your night with whatever you're doing, and we'll catch you next time. Bye!